Hello everyone, I am Simran Kaur from Shiv Jyoti Educational Group, and today we will start part 2 of chapter 16, light. In this chapter, in this part, we will see topics: dispersion of light inside our eyes, accommodation of eyes, defects of vision and braille system. Sunlight, white or colored. In your previous class also, you know that you have studied that sunlight is a white light, okay, and it consists of 7 different colors. So when that white light is, if we fall that white light onto the prism, then it will scatter, it will disperse into 7 different colors. And this splitting of white light into 7 different colors is known as dispersion of light. And in nature, where do we see this phenomena? The rainbow. Rainbow is the natural phenomena, and the sunlight scatters through the water droplets which are present in the atmosphere. So rainbow is our natural phenomena. And the band of 7 colors which we obtain on the screen is known as spectrum. So this is dispersion of light or scattering of light. So here comes your internal question which you have to write on page number 218. What do you mean by dispersion? And mark the answer under the topic sunlight, white or colored. Splitting of light into its constituent colors is known as dispersion of light. The next topic, inside our eyes. You know that God is an artist. He gave us natural optical instrument which is our eyes, and we see this beautiful world with the help of our eyes. Human eye is one of the most valuable and sensitive sense organs. It is a natural optical instrument that acts like a camera. Now look, to see any object, what 2 things are important, what 2 things are required? One is light and the other thing is our eyes. So when light falls on any object, then that object reflects those rays, and those reflected rays falls into our eyes, and that's how any object, any material is visible to our eyes. Now this is light rays entering our eyes, and the image is formed on the retina of our eyes. Now in this slide we will see the structure of our eyes. This is a human eye. Okay, now we will see few parts. First is cornea. It is the transparent material which is present in the front of our eyes. And cornea, it gives structure to our eyes and it protects our eyes from the foreign bodies. The next to cornea is iris. Okay, we say that that girl is having blue eyes, she is having brown eyes. So on the basis of what we differentiate colors? We are actually talking about the iris. Okay, like most of the human has black eyes. Okay, then brown, grey, blue. So that is iris. And what is the function of iris? It controls the amount of light which falls into our eyes. Like, look, if you are into a dark room, so iris, it expands the pupil. Okay, there is another term. Let's discuss that first. Into the iris, a small hole is present, and that hole is known as pupil. If right now also you can watch your eye closely, you will see if your eye has black color, then that is iris, and inside that iris at the center a small hole is present which is black in color. Okay, that hole is known as pupil. So if you are in a dark room, so what this iris will do, it will expand this pupil so that maximum amount of light can fall into your eyes and you can see the things in the dark room. And suppose you are outside and enough of sunlight is there, actually the maximum amount of sunlight is there in the environment. So what this iris will do, it will shrink this, it will contract this pupil so that less amount of light will enter your eyes. So ultimately iris is doing what? It is controlling the amount of light which falls into your eyes with the help of pupil. And pupil is black in color because it does not reflect any light. Then next term is crystalline lens. Okay, into our eyes lens is present, and that is of which type? It is convex lens. Aqueous humor. There is a liquid present, there is a fluid present between cornea and our lens, and that liquid is known as aqueous humor. Okay, now we'll talk about the backside of our eye. This is retina. Okay, the backside of eye is known as retina. So when light rays fall into our eyes, images formed where? Onto this retina. Okay, then next is vitreous humor. Now again, this is a fluid which is present between our lens and the retina. This complete region consists of vitreous humor. Then optic nerve. Okay, when image is formed on this retina, so this retina do what? It converts that light into electrical signals, and those electrical signals are carried away by these optic nerves to our brain, and that is how our brain tells us that you are seeing that object or that object. Then ciliary muscles. Into our eyes, this lens is fixed, so it is held onto the same position with the help of these ciliary muscles. So when you are seeing so far object, then these muscles will relax this lens, and if you are seeing the nearby object, then these muscles will do what? It will contract this lens. So these are the parts of our human eye. Now there is one more, which is the yellow spot. Okay, onto this retina, so many light cells are present, light sensitive cells, and those cells consist of rods and cones. These are two light sensitive cells. Now at the center of the back of the eye, one spot is present which is known as yellow spot. Okay, and that spot contains more number of cones as compared to rods. Okay, and the rest part of retina consists of more number of rods as compared to cones. So we say that yellow spot, which is somewhere present here at the center, it gives us the brightest vision. Okay, because it consists of more number of cones, which is a light sensitive cell. And just below that yellow spot, blind spot is present. Blind means which cannot through which we cannot see anything. So this is the spot which is present just below the yellow spot. It is a spot at the junction of the optic nerve and the retina. This is the junction at which retina and optic nerve are meeting. So here is the blind spot, as there are no light sensitive cells here. That means no rods, no cones are present here. So at this point, no image is formed. There is no vision. So there are no sensory cells at this spot. So no vision is possible on it. Okay, the next is accommodation of the eyes. Like right now you are watching this video. Okay, so if you are on your computer screen or you are holding your mobile phones, then those things are near your eyes. Okay, they are present near to your eyes. But suppose during night time, if you are watching the stars, the moon, then those objects are very far away from us, but still we are able to see those objects, and we are looking at those far objects and near objects with the same eye. Okay, we do not have two different eyes, one eye to see nearby objects and one to see far away objects. No, we have the same eye. So how that is possible that we are able to see both types of object, nearby and far? That is known as accommodation of eye. Now this is the ability of eye to change the focal length of its lens to see the object clearly within a certain range. For a normal eye, near point is 25 centimeter. If any object is at 25 centimeter from our eyes, then we will be able to see that object very clearly. Okay. And the far point is infinite, means there is no limit. We can see the objects which are present at infinite. So that moon is considered what? That moon is present at the infinite position. Okay. So a normal eye can see an object at a distance of 25 centimeter to infinity. That is why you are asked to hold your books or copies 25 centimeter far from your eyes. If you will keep your book here only and you will try to read, then you will see that the images blur and it will give stress to your brain also, because your near point is 25 centimeter. Now next topic is defects of vision. Not all eyes are normal. Some people have abnormal eyes. Like many of you might be wearing those spectacles because you have some defect in your eye. So we'll talk about those defects: myopia, hypermetropia and cataract. We'll discuss these two defects in detail, and cataract I'll tell you here only that in some people's eyes there is the lens becomes very blurry and they are not able to see object clearly. A spot is present in their lens, and wherever they look, that spot remains there only. They see that spot always. So that defect is known as cataract. So, and it can be removed very easily by any surgery, laser surgery. Okay, now myopia or short-sightedness. In this defect, people are able to see nearby objects clearly. Okay, nearby objects like the screen is clear to me, this book is clear to me, everything which is around me, which is near me, all those objects are clearly seen. But in this defect, distant objects appear blurred. Suppose I look in the next room, then the things which are present in those rooms will not be clearly visible to me. So that defect is known as myopia. And what is the cause of that defect? First look here at this image. In a normal eye, this is the normal vision, normal eye. Image is formed on the retina. But in the eye which have this defect, myopia, this image is formed in front of retina. Okay, in a normal eye, it is forming at retina, but in the defected eye, image is forming at in front of the retina. So the cause is ciliary muscles do not relax, because to see objects which are far from us, the lens need to relax. There should be minimum focal length, and that is done because of the ciliary muscles. But if ciliary muscles are not able to do so, then we cannot see distant objects clearly. So how can we correct it? It can be corrected by using concave lens. Okay, so the spectacles you wear, that spectacle will have which lens? It will have concave lens. Another defect is hypermetropia, just opposite of myopia, or long-sightedness, in which distant objects are clearly seen. Okay, like moon, stars, the objects which are present in the next room, all those objects will be clearly seen. But nearby objects appear blurred. And what is the cause? Because ciliary muscles do not make the lens thicker. Because to see nearby objects, like this, I am holding this book, it is near to me. Now what will happen if my muscles will not make the lens thick? Then I will not be able to see this book clearly. I will not be able to read the sentences because my ciliary muscles are not working properly. It is not making my lens thick. So how can we correct this disease? This defect? It can be corrected by using convex lens. Now this is the normal vision, image is formed at the retina only. Here the eye which have this defect, hypermetropia, image is forming behind the retina. So how can we correct it? By using convex lens. Understood? Now important topic, care of eyes. Yes, we should take care of our eyes. Don't look at the sun directly. Yes, because sun is very bright, so we should not see the sun directly with our naked eyes, because it can damage your eye. Then don't rub eyes. Again, we should not rub it. Wash eyes with fresh and clean water. Yes, you should wash your eyes time to time, and with cold water only. Do not wash your eyes with warm water. Eye care center, eyes should be checked once a year. If there is any defect in your eye, then you should wear a proper number of your spectacle. Read from appropriate distance because the near point is 25 centimeter. Avoid reading in dim light because there will be stress in your mind, okay, if you will read in dim light. So sufficient amount of light should be there in the room in which you are reading. Do not use computer or watch television for long time. Okay, if you are, suppose nowadays the usage of computer and all the gadgets has been increased, okay, so you should take break from the class, or if you are studying, if you are watching anything, then you should take proper break at specific intervals. And you should eat, you should take proper diet and the things which increases our eyesight, like carrots. Now another topic, visually challenged person can read and write. We know that not all people have normal eye, some have defects, and some people are not able to see. So those people are known as visually challenged. The visually handicapped person can see only limited things. They may be visually handicapped since birth or might have lost their vision due to eye defect. Now there are two types, congenital and acquired. You have seen that some children, some people are blind from their birth only. Okay, so those type of visually challenged person are known as, they have congenital defect. And the other, suppose if someone has met with an accident, so they lose their vision, so that type is known as acquired. In this, what happens, the lens becomes opaque, and that's why they are not able to see anything, because we know that lens is transparent. That's why the the light rays refract and image is formed. But if the lens is opaque, then how it will be possible? No. Such type of people recognize things either by listening or by touching. They are able to recognize things because their other senses develop more sharply. We have 5 senses, so if they have not proper sense of sight, then the other senses develop more sharply. So they, by touching or by listening, they can identify, they can recognize things. Additional resources may enable them to develop their capabilities more. Two types of these resources are non-optical and optical. Under non-optical aids comes visual aids, tactual aids, auditory aids, electronic aids, in which cassettes, any electronic gadget is being given to them. Then in optical aids, bifocal lens, contact lens, tinted lens, magnifiers, telescopic aids, all these are optical instruments. These are non-optical aids. Visual aid. This aid can magnify the words, can provide sufficient intensity of light and material at suitable distance. In tactual aids, this is Braille writer slate and Braille stylus. Both the above shown devices help the visually challenged people in taking notes, reading and writing. They do not have that regular copy and pen. They have different set, which is known as Braille writer slate and Braille stylus. Then auditory aids. This aid includes cassettes, tape recorder, talking book and other such devices because they can listen. So these aids can help them. Then electronic aids. Talking calculators are used to perform many computational tasks. Closed circuit televisions magnifies the printed material with suitable contrast and illumination. Now this can be for those only which are not completely blind. They have some vision. Okay, now Braille system. This is a system which was developed by Louis Braille. He was also a blind person. The most commonly used resource for visually challenged people is known as Braille. This system has 63 dot patterns or characters. It looks like this. Okay, it has raised dots and each character is represented by 6 dots, and in total it has 63 dot patterns or characters. Each character signifies a letter, combination of letters, a common word or grammatical sign. Okay, they do not write A as we do, B as we do. No. For A, let's say only one dot, one raised dot represent the alphabet A. Then two dots represent B, means the dots which are arranged vertically. So this is the set of characters. These dots are arranged in cells of two vertical rows having 3 dots each. These are two vertical columns and they have 3 rows. Visually challenged persons first learn to recognize letters, then special characters, and finally the letter. In a normal kid also, you initially in your KG section, when you were in your KGs, you learned the letters first, A, B, C, D to Z. Okay, then you started learning the words like dog, cat, ball, apple. Okay, then in your higher classes, as you grew, you started to learn the complete sentence. So same happens with them. The difference is the letters are, the system which they use is different. They use Braille system. The Braille text can be produced by hand or by a machine. Devices like typewriters and printing machines are now developed. So that was all about this visually challenged people. Now one internal question is left which you have to write on page 221. What are the common defects of vision, and mark the answer: myopia and hypermetropia. So that was all about this chapter 16. I hope you understood the chapter well. Thank you.